To the elves, spring is a time when life returns back to earth after its big sleep during winter. All animals hibernating and plants dried up come back to surface into the light. Yastari, meaning first day of the year, was the name used in the elves' calendar, and those derived from them for the first day of the year. It was the first day of spring and the renewal of nature. Tolkien did not match it up to exactly our calendars today, but it is close enough, with many believing this day falling on March 29th. Some scholars of Tolkien say the actual date of Yastari varied among calendars. In some, it came near the vernal equinox, such as the reckoning of Rivendell, March 29th, and the new reckoning, March 17th. But either way, the vernal or spring equinox is a time for great celebration. With more hours of sunshine and flowers in bloom now than in wintertime, the ancient Romans celebrated the days around the vernal equinox as the beginning of the new year. Taking the name from the Latin aqueous, equal, and nox, night, the vernal equinox heralds both day and night are equally long, just as in the autumn equinox. Many ancient civilizations associated this time of rebirth and fertility to the land, such as the ancient Druids who worked closely with Elven energy as keepers of nature's wisdom. One of the inner mysteries of the Druidry is the Druid's Egg. It's life-giving, and it is an egg protected by the hare, or the rabbit, which is a symbol of Albarn Ilir, still celebrated by the giving of Easter eggs by the Easter Bunny in our modern world today. The Elves of Rivendell celebrated this time of the vernal equinox for 54 days, and during this time they had a keen interest in the rebirth of the flowers, plants, and being so close to Arda in spirit and soul, they felt the rebirthing within themselves as well. During this time, it is said feasts, singing, and dancing were done to celebrate the coming of the spring. Although Tolkien is not direct, in the Silmarillion he speaks about the festivals of the First Age and what happens during that time. Therefore, Yavanna set times for the flowering and the ripening of all things that grew in Valinor, and at each first gathering of fruits, Manwë made a high feast for the praising of Eru. When all the peoples of Valinor poured forth their music and joy upon Taniquetil, there came the Vanyar, and there came the Noldor of Tirion, and the Maiar were gathered together, and the Valar were arrayed in their beauty and majesty, and they sang before Manwë and Barda in their lofty halls, or danced upon the green slopes of the mountain that looked west toward the trees. You can give thanks and joy to the coming of spring, like the elves, after the long cold season of winter, in a few ways, by doing some of the suggested. Number 1. Find out when it is best to start to plant flowers, herbs, plants, or vegetables in your garden's location. March 20th may be too cold for some where you are, but go shopping on this day and pick out some new life to plant at the beginning of April. If it is warm enough to go out on this day and plant some new seeds of your choice, then do so. And as you're planting the seeds of your choice, hold the intentions of what you would like to see come forth into your own life, for yourself and for the world. Speak the words out loud, or in your mind if you prefer, and put your love and focused intent into planting and watching as the plants grow. Your opportunities for new joys grow too. Number 2, create a sacred altar or space in your home, a special corner to include all symbols of spring to you. It does not have to be a rabbit or egg, but it can be a deer to symbolize Artemis, the goddess of the forest and keeper of animals. Or it can be spring fairies, or a unicorn with flowers around its horn. Or it simply can be flowers and crystals that remind you of springtime. Change out your candle flavors to more fresh and flowery scents from your old winter ones to bring in the fragrance of springtime into your home. The Druids often celebrated this time by holding water rituals that helped water the ground, so you can have a bowl of water with flower petals or a lotus floating on top. Get creative and have fun, creating your own meaningful symbols surrounding the rebirth in your home. Number 3, have a feast with your friends and family. Invite a few people close to you and hold a dinner to celebrate the start of spring. Dancing and singing can be involved much like the elves of Tolkien did. Number 4. Take a hike or nature walk on this day and just be alone with your thoughts on March 20th. If you can, meditate outside and notice your breath and the feeling of balance you should feel during spring when there is an equal amount of day to night time now. Let that balance carry you forwards into putting your dreams and intentions out there with stability and grounding. Number 5. Since this time symbolizes renewal is finally here when new life springs forwards, go out and try something new. Get into a new sport or a hobby or join a club. Get a brand new haircut on this day or paint your nails a new color never before done. The mysteries of the future is not so scary during this time because you are guided by the new energies in nature, encouraging new growth to all souls on earth. Number 6. On rainy days during the spring, let that be a time to heal your old fears and pains. Take time to notice the nurturing the tears from the heavens does on earth and how it allows the start of a new growth. And during this time, there's much rain, depending where you are in the world. Use this time to journal or create a new plan for yourself to bring forth any new changes into your life. Have fun and be merry like the elves and all the other beings on Middle Earth who could appreciate the new life coming into view as you see the plants coming up and the flowers sprouting and you see the little animals coming back outside. Remember to feel appreciative of the time that was spent during the winter seasons in hibernation, and now it is time to rejoice as new life comes forward for you to experience. Valama Tuile Anaila. Happy springtime towards everyone.